So we talked about the guys that are in our portfolio. We haven't talked about the guys we're avoiding. You know, it's either by hook or crook. Either we've actively avoided them or it just hasn't worked out the way. I want to know who you actively avoided. I think that's the key there. Who do you really don't want to have on your roster?
Right. I don't have the top 3 running backs, but that was just happenstance. I didn't pick in the top 3 slots. A couple guys that I've avoided. I mean, you know, let's set aside Adrian Peterson for the injury, although I think people are acting like he's healthy.
Right.
And Maurice Jones-Drew with the holdout, I've avoided him. I believe the holdout is a risk. Those are kind of sidebar, okay? But guys I've actively avoided, first off, DeMarco Murray. I just don't trust him to stay healthy. I just think he's being treated like a second-tier back, and we just haven't seen that much from him. You take away that monster game against the Rams. It's a little unfair. I mean, every running back does his damage against the worst teams. That's just,
it's not Olympic diving. We don't take away the best score and the worst score.
Yes, that's right. It all counts, but it may not be the best indication of who he is. And I still think Felix Jones could get 140 carries if he could stay healthy and be effective and mix and match there. So I've kind of avoided him. I have kind of avoided quarterbacks for the most part in the first round in a 1 QB league. I preached that was a reasonable thing to do, but when it came down to it, I just couldn't resist getting Rivers in the 6th or the 8th, or someone.
It all
in the
depends
10th.
on your draft slot, though. If you're drafting 7th and the top 5 backs are gone, and Calvin Johnson's gone.
Well, Aaron Rodgers is going to be one of the guys gone in the top 5.
Okay, say you're 8th, then fine. Okay, take away Rodgers, take away McCoy, Rice, Foster, take away Chris Johnson, take away McFadden, take away Megatron. What are you going to do?
I might take Brady. Okay, I might. So I might. In that place, I would, but I haven't had to pick there, so I haven't had to deal with that problem.
Yeah.
But where I have had to pick, I did take Chris Johnson over Brady's, for example. So I did,
and that's fair. And
so I did avoid. I mean, I didn't go crazy. I'm not avoiding Brady and those guys. If I'm 9 or 10, but I did avoid them to the extent that when I was 6 and the big 5 were gone, I took Chris Johnson instead of a quarterback.
Let me tell you who else I'm avoiding. Dwayne Bowe. He's going to end up with decent overall numbers, but I just hate owning him because he's all feast or famine. And it's so frustrating that he'll have that 3-touchdown game against the Colts, and then he'll come up with a bagel the next week.
He was consistent last year, though. He was really feast or famine 2 years ago when he was a monster, but you had to get him in the right time. And last year he was consistent, but not good.
Right. Well, that's kind of a problem,
too.
too.
5 touchdowns.
And he also had the alligator arms thing against the Steelers, too.
Yeah.
And, it's not fair. It's irrational. But you just don't want to see it.
You keep seeing him at the top of your cheat sheet, and you keep drafting guys beneath it.
Yeah, and other guys that have done that. Beanie Wells was hovering forever.
But everybody did it with Beanie Wells.
Okay, well, how about Reggie Bush? No one wants to treat last year as like this is what he's going to do.
You avoided him. I like Reggie Bush.
It's not like I came into this draft saying, okay, I don't want Reggie Bush, but then I see him at the top of my rankings. I'm using the RotoWire draft tool. You're a projection, so it's your fault. But he's sitting there for 2 rounds. Nobody takes him. You passed up on him. You took Frank Gore over him in the Young
Well, that
Friends
was round
family.
5. I took
round
Frank
5,
Gore.
but that's the point. It's a PPR league.
But I have
with
Gore
2
ahead of
flex
Bush.
spots.
Yeah, you're right. I maybe should have taken Bush. That in the PPR.
But
I have Gore ahead of Bush in the standard
The whole
league.
crowd. If you were going to do wisdom of the crowds, the crowd is just running away and hiding on Reggie Bush. And
doesn't that make you like him though?
It should, but I just can't bring myself to do it. I'm just like,
all right, you trust Reggie Bush.
They got 2 other running backs, and he never stays healthy.
I don't have a massive stake, but I have him in the Stobel Law Firm.
Yeah, well, it's probably like a good price. Probably
$17.
Yeah.
I might have overpaid.
I paid 20 for Sproles, so there you go.
Yeah, okay. I like. Sproles in the PPR. It's a half PPR, right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff, Jeff.
All right, let's take this out. This is RotoWire, our video feed. I guess I want to say RotoWire Fantasy Sports Today because of our radio show. I take these out all the time. But thanks for watching. These are the guys we're avoiding. Chris Liss, Jeff Erickson. Thanks for watching.